contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Japan-Zambia relations strengthens ahead of TICAD 9. Government condemns rising vandalism and theft of water infrastructure. And Burkina Faso's junta expels top UN official over child rights report. This bulletin is live on our FM Radio Zambia and our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. The government of Zambia has reaffirmed its commitment to working closely with the Embassy of Japan in the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, to ensure the successive implementation of various programs and projects aimed at benefiting both countries. Speaking during the JICA media breakfast held in Lusaka, Ministry of Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Etambuyu Gandisen has highlighted the importance of the partnership between Zambia and Japan. Mrs. Gandisen says this media breakfast was opportune as Zambia is currently preparing to participate in the TICAD 9 conference in Yokohama, Japan, under the theme Co-Create Innovative Solutions with Africa. She says, this theme is very benefiting and befitting as it emphasizes collaborative efforts to address Africa's development challenges and build a more prosperous and sustainable future.
Befitting as it emphasizes collaborative efforts to address Africa's development challenges and build a more prosperous and sustainable future. The Zambian government is therefore confident that the TICAD conference will not only strengthen Japan-Africa partnerships in trade and investment, increase private sector engagement to complement official development assistance, but it will also enhance access to Japanese technology and innovation for Zambia's industrialization and green growth agenda, including opportunities for trilateral cooperation between Zambia, Japan, and other African countries.
At the same event, the ambassador of Japan to the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Tateuchi Kazuyuki, has underscored the essential role of the media in raising public awareness of the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD, and its significance for Zambia.
The development cooperation programs in Zambia, including key milestones and notable success stories, and the embassy will introduce TICAD 9, which will be held in Yokohama from tomorrow, Japan, and how TICAD has served as a platform for African development. I will leave the details to my colleague's presentation later. But allow me to underscore the importance of TICAD. Since its inception in 1993, TICAD has placed great importance on sincere engagement with Africa and on building partnerships through dialogue with the spirit of ownership and partnership.
Meanwhile, JICA Chief Representative Mr. Tateyama Jataru notes that TICAD 9 offers a unique platform to showcase how a democratic, resource-rich nation like Zambia can create and chart a path toward middle-income status while contributing to regional stability and prosperity. TICAD 9 is scheduled to take place in Yokohama, Japan, and will bring together African leaders and Japan's development partners to deepen cooperation and co-create innovative solutions to shared challenges.
As we look ahead to TICAD 9, JICA will approach the conference through three key perspectives. First, harnessing youthful energy to drive change and innovation. Second, pursuing co-creation and innovative solutions by working side by side with our partner countries to address complex challenges. Third, strengthening the foundation of international cooperation so that development gains are sustainable and inclusive. Ticket 9 comes at a pivotal moment as African countries, including Zambia, face both great opportunities and urgent challenges from economic diversification, job creation, to climate change and public health.
Minister of Transport and Logistics Honorable Musewa Frank Tayali says Zambia is more than ready to anchor a tri-regional aviation network linking Southern, Central, and Eastern Africa. Speaking when he officially opened the Single African Air Transport Market Pilot Implementation Project, SATIM PIP, Zambia Air Show in Lusaka this morning, Honorable Tayali said with Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo now fully engaged with SATIM, Lusaka can serve as the central hub with Ndola as a mining and industrial air gateway. He has said Livingston and Fue can serve as tourism and conference magnets, while encouraging other African countries to join SATIM. 20 plus new intra-African routes by 2028, 40 to 50% passenger growth, and 35% in 3 years lower fares across the region. Mr. Tayali urges stakeholders to develop and adopt a clear action matrix as they push for the singular African air transport market.
We will open the skies for our people, lower costs for our businesses, and accelerate the integration we have long dreamt of, particularly Nakala and Berio Corridor, North-South Corridor, and the Lobito Corridor, and market Zambia as a gateway for tourism and trade across our 3 regions on our own markets. On our part as a government, Zambia stands ready to do its part. We will fast-track the necessary regulatory alignments with partner states.
And African Civil Aviation Commission Secretary General Adefunke Adeyemi said SATIM presents a transformative opportunity for Zambia due to her geographical position on the continent.
Today we're going to focus this call with intention and what has been missing from the SATA, a sense of urgency. And we're going to the government of this great country and a renewed stakeholder collaboration, as is also evident through the coalition that we have brought and the audience in the room. This represents a powerful call to action. We want to partner with Zambia to realize the full potential of Africa through the SATA.
Meanwhile, Common Market for East and Southern Africa COMESA Assistant Secretary General for Programs Mohamed Kada acknowledged that improved transport reduces the cost of doing business.
Today we're going to focus this call with intention and what has been missing from the SATA.
Apologies for playing the same audio. The Tonse Alliance has expressed concern over what it describes as a lack of accountability in the handling of property and funds forfeited to the state by various law enforcement agencies in the past 4 years. According to the Alliance, agencies such as the Zambia Police Service, the Anti-Corruption Commission, and the Drug Enforcement Commission have collectively seized assets and funds estimated to more than 3 billion kwacha without disclosing how these resources have been managed or utilized. In a statement, Patriots for Economic Progress PEP President and Tonse Alliance spokesperson Sean Tembo warns that the absence of transparency raises fears of possible abuse, misappropriation, or outright theft of the forfeited assets by law enforcement officers and senior government officials. Mr. Tembo says the alliance is demanding that government immediately account for all property and funds seized between 2021 and 2025 by publishing a comprehensive list. He says the list must clearly indicate the date of forfeiture, the individual or entity from whom the property was seized, the law enforcement agency responsible, the value of the assets at the time, as well as their current value. The Tonse Alliance stressed that public trust in law enforcement institutions can only be restored if government upholds transparency and ensures accountability in the management of forfeited assets.
As Tonse Alliance, we have noted with concern that over the past 4 years, various law enforcement agencies, including the Zambia Police Service, the Anti-Corruption Commission, and the Drug Enforcement Commission, have forfeited from members of the public property and funds estimated at over 3 billion kwacha, with no accountability of how these funds and property have been utilized, if at all. This lack of accountability of property and funds forfeited to the state raises the possibility that there might be abuse, misappropriation, and possible outright theft of such property and funds by these law enforcement agencies and senior government officials.
And in other news trending this evening, Chilenje police station is investigating a shooting incident that occurred in the G Greens area of Chalala between midnight and 01 a.m. on August 18, 2025. Tonse Alliance National Youth Chairman Celestine Mukandila has accused the government of being extremely selfish in its push to amend the Republican Constitution. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The government has expressed deep concern over the increase in cases of vandalism and theft targeting infrastructure belonging to the Molonga Water Supply and Sanitation Company, MWSC, warning that such criminal acts are threatening the delivery of safe drinking water to communities. Minister of Water Development and Sanitation Colin Zovu has revealed that in just the past week, 2 major incidences of vandalism and theft occurred at new installations under the Zambia Water and Sanitation Project, ZWSP, in Chingola and Mufulira. Mr. Nzovu says these criminal acts are happening at a critical time when the government is stepping up efforts to ensure universal access to safe drinking water and decent sanitation. He states that vandalism and theft not only delay project implementation, but also undermines the significant progress being made through the ZWSP. The Zambia Water and Sanitation Project, implemented by MWSC with government support, is a £156 million investment aimed at rehabilitating and expanding water supply and sanitation infrastructure to improve service delivery. However, repeated acts of vandalism and theft have led to costly setbacks, jeopardizing the timely completion of key project components. The government has since issued a strong warning to perpetrators, stating that the acts of vandalism and theft of water infrastructure will not be tolerated and that offenders will face the full wrath of the law. Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And in foreign news, Burkina Faso's junta has expelled the UN's top official to the West African nation over a report about children caught up in the jihadist conflict. Caro Flores Mexi was declared persona non grata because of her role in the drafting the report that came out in March. Covering a 2-year period, the study detailed more than 2,000 cases of reported child recruitment, killings, sexual violence, and abuse, blaming Islamist insurgents, government, soldiers, and civilian defense forces. The military government, which came to power in September 2022 and is led by Captain Ibrahim Traore, said it had not been consulted by the UN, saying the report contained unfounded allegations. And in sports news, the 4-0 thrashing by Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup semi-finals has reset the counter to 0. Manager Xabi Alonso insisted that was the end of last season. From here, everything is judged on how quickly the team improves and how urgently it adapts to its new coach's ideas. 7 years after he began coaching pre-teens, Alonso takes charge of at the Santiago Bernabeu. The Basque, who played under managers as different as Javier Clement, Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, and Carlo Ancelotti, has absorbed lessons from every school of thought. His career plan was carefully drawn. If things went wrong at Bayer Leverkusen, he would return to Real Sociedad's first team. If not, then Bayern Munich, Liverpool, a job he still dreams of, or Real Madrid. Now he arrives at the Bernabeu with a chance of a lifetime. Those who worked with him say that when Alonso speaks, you listen. He makes you see the game more clearly, as if it slows down. And the evening weather report is that the eastern, Muchinga, northern, and Luapula provinces, including the eastern parts of central province, windy at times and mild with few clouds. Northwestern, western, southern, Lusaka, and Copperbelt provinces, including the western parts of central province, clear skies, windy at times, and mild to cool. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. The government of Zambia has reaffirmed its commitment to working closely with the Embassy of Japan and the Japan International Cooperation Agency to ensure the successful implementation of various programs and projects aimed at benefiting both countries. The government has expressed deep concern over the increasing cases of vandalism and theft targeting infrastructure belonging to the Mulonga Water Supply and Sanitation Company, warning that such criminal acts are threatening the delivery of safe drinking water to communities. And finally, Burkina Faso's junta has expelled the UN's top official to the West African nation of a report about children caught up in the jihadist conflict. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.